So hi developers, I am Stone. Today I came across an interesting work. So if you are following my videos, my last couple of videos, I have shown how you can authenticate Java with SharePoint using single factor sign-on and multi-factor sign-on. Both the ways I have shown. So the work that today I got that to fetch a particular file from SharePoint and upload it to Azure Blob. Okay, Blob storage. So I thought that I should share with you people also. So if you are following my videos, I will be using this single sign-on process. Those who are new to this channel, I will tell you can go through my last couple of videos. Otherwise, I will make a code walkthrough, just short code walkthrough. So basically, I am getting a token here by hitting some endpoint. Then I am passing the token to get the sign-in cookies. Here also I am hitting some Microsoft endpoint. Then after getting the cookies, I am appending it. I'm appending all the cookies. I receive generally 3 cookies. I append them with a semicolon. Then send to. Then I hit another endpoint with those cookies. Okay. So after hitting that endpoint with the cookies, it will return me a form digest value or a bearer token, whatever you may call it. Okay. So now we will now I will show you how we can download a specific file. Okay, we can download a specific file. If I go to Microsoft page, okay, official documents, you can see the following example shows how to retrieve a specific file. We just need this URL. Okay, what is this URL says? HTTP site URL. Site URL means your mydomain.sharepoint.com /site/ your site name. Then API get web for get folder by servlet your server relative URL. Then whatever folder name, in which folder the file contains, that folder name you have to pass here. Then slash file, then the slash file name. Don't use these curly braces, it is for only for demonstration purpose. Just directly use the file name here, then slash dollar value. So we will be using this relative URL to get a file contents. Okay, so I will not write the code, I will walk through you all the code. So basically what I am doing, I am creating a REST template here. So whatever cookies that I have get, I told you now. So I need to append all the cookies with a semicolon. So here I am appending the cookies with a semicolon. Then as I have shown you in the Microsoft relative URL, here also I cannot show my domain and my site name for security reasons, that I cannot show. And and one thing also, you may be noticing that I am not showing my console also, because in console it prints the domain and the site credentials. So due to the security reasons, I will not show the console, but I will show you the output file content. What is the file content that it's printing? Okay, so here I am creating my path. This is my https my domain.sharepoint.com /site/my site name /api/web get folder by servlet relative URL. Then this is my the sites, then my the sites name, then share documents. So as you must have if you have ever used SharePoint, then there is always a base folder, that is share documents. Okay, so inside share document I have a test folder. Then inside this test I have a new test folder. Okay, after that I am creating a files. In that new test folder I have a unis.csv file. So let's fetch this file. Okay, so basically we will create a header element. As you know, means it's just like in Spring Boot, it's just like a query param, like a question mark sending cookie is equal to some value, yes, and ampersand username is equal something like that. So we are creating an header. Whatever cookie we have formed by by appending the semicolon, that we will pass. Whatever form digest value that we have got, that we will also pass. We will also bearer token this form digest value. Now we will create a request entity here. This request entity is a get method and it is taking the path. Okay, now in this response entity I will use the REST template reference and I will extend. And here extend means I am hitting the endpoint and I am expecting a string as a result. So I am passing string class. then I am printing this response entity dot get body. So let's run this program to see whether it is fetching the file contents or not. So it's a CSV file. Okay, you can see it is genuinely fetching all the contents of the CSV file. This comma separated file means these are CSV files only. Okay, so now let's write the code. So you will not believe how within 4 lines of code we can upload this content to Azure Blob. Nothing we have to do, we just have to add a dependency, this Maven dependency, go to just ambient repository and use this com.microsoft.azure. I am just using that 8.0.0 version, whatever version that you are feasible you can use that, and add it in this form.xml. You can see I have added this Azure storage 8.0.0. So now let's code for this to upload the file to the Azure Blob. First we need to establish connection of our Azure storage block. Okay, for that we need to create object. Sorry, dot pass. So here we need to access. So if you are familiar with Azure Blob Storage, Azure provides a connection string. Through the connection string we can establish the connection. I cannot show you my connection string, but it is in my minecraft file. Okay, so I will use minecraft dot connection string. So in this point actually the connection get established. Then we will use, I will write the code, then I will walk through the whole code. Okay, cloud blob client sorry account dot create cloud blob client. Then we need to use the container, in which container we need to put our file. Okay, client, here we have a method get container reference. Okay, so for me my container reference, my container reference is also in minecraft. I will use that container reference. Then we will use the cloud block. This is an class that provided by Microsoft Cloud, the helper classes cloud block blob container dot get blob reference. So here we need to put our file name. What is the file name that you want to put in your Azure Blob Storage? So let it be print our mytest.csv. So directly we can use blob dot upload text, our string means response entity dot get body. So see, this is very simple. Within 5 line of code we are uploading our files to the Azure Blob. If I talk about the first line here, so here we are establishing the connection with the Azure Blob. Okay, so through the connection strings. Okay, so in the cloud blob client, according to the Microsoft doc, the cloud blob client provides a client side logical representation. Okay, so it presents a logical representation through which we can access the blobs. Okay, normally there are two types of two types of classes that Microsoft provides. One is Cloud Blob Client that we are using here. Another one is Blob Client. Okay, so if I talk about both the version, if I go to the Notepad, the cloud the Cloud Blob Client comes from Microsoft dot Azure dot storage dot blob, and blob client comes from Azure dot storage dot blob. So there is nothing there. So basically, if I say this Azure dot storage dot blob, this is a new version, and this Microsoft Azure storage blob, this is an old version. Okay, so the new version, so in the new version, if I want to use this Cloud Blob Client in the new version, the Cloud Blob Client is not there. Instead of Cloud Blob Client, it is renamed to Blob Service Client. Okay, so if you want to use Cloud Blob Client in the new version, then you have to use the Blob Service Client. Okay, then there is another thing is Cloud Blob. So here, according to this Microsoft documentation also, so it represents a blob that is that is going to be upload. Okay, so whenever, so you can see here, here I am giving a file name, means I am setting a file name, and I want to upload the file to the Azure. So finally we are doing a upload text. So let's run this program to check whether we are getting any error or it is successfully uploading the file. Great. Here you can see file is uploaded. I cannot navigate through my Azure Blob Container to show the file is uploaded or not. It's, you believe or not, it's actually uploaded. So it's actually a production ready code. I don't write, I don't teach any demo code. So directly it's a production ready code. Directly you can use it in your project. My bad, sorry. So this is all that I want to say. So let's end this video here. So guys, please subscribe video and like and comment. Please support me. Thank you.